So, es geht weiter mit einem Mann aus den Niederlanden. 30 Jahre ist er alt, ein viermaliger WM-Teilnehmer, aktuell die Nummer 35 der Welt. Die Rede ist von The Machine Gun, Wattimena. Wattimena tritt an gegen die aktuelle Nummer 6 der Welt. Vor 2 Jahren gewann er auf der European Tour in Riesa seinen ersten PDC-Titel. Im vergangenen Jahr räumte er zum ersten Mal ein Major-Event ab. Da gewann er die Champions League of Darts. Ladies and Gentlemen, aus Wien, the gentle Mentor Suljovic!
Well, 2 matches to go then here at the German Darts Open second round stage. Rob Cross, the world champion, coming up against the world youth champion Dimitri van den Berg in the final match of the evening. But before that, a winner on the European Tour, Mensur Suljovic, out of the Premier League, but in contention here in Saarbrücken against a man who is got a very happy record against. The machine gun Wattimena has never beaten the gentle, having met 4 times before, kicking off with her match at the World Championship, the 2016 World Championship, and since then Suljovic has always had the better of Wattimena. Will that change tonight? Well, we're about to find out. I'm Chris Murphy, Dan Dawson alongside me.
Well, records are there to be broken. Certainly Mensur Suljovic has broken a few records, becoming the highest ranked Austrian ever to be in the PDC, the highest ranked Austrian, full stop. First Austrian major winner. First man to my knowledge who's a genuine refugee from a war-torn country who's gone on and claimed a major darts title.
Paul has won a major darts title that Michael van Gerwen hasn't won.
He has. But if you can beat Michael van Gerwen, you can beat anybody. And Jermaine Wattimena is in a very exclusive club of being players who've beaten MVG in 2018. There aren't many of them. In fact,
100.
Peter Wright is a guy who's done it. He's just been knocked out. Michael Smith has done it. He's still in the tournament.
108.
Jermaine Wattimena has started as if he intends to be in the final day of action at the German Darts Open as well. There's some talk about Jermaine having a foot or an ankle injury this weekend.
100.
Didn't cause him any problems in the first round, but then again Keegan Brown didn't cause him any problems in the first round.
58.
Nope, a 6-0 success for the Dutchman against an out-of-sorts opponent who didn't have too many shots at doubles.
140.
Suljovic is likely to provide a stiffer test.
54.
Well, he's always been Mr. Consistency on the European Tour, hasn't he, Mensur Suljovic? Although disappointing this year so far, 2 last 16 exits, so winning his first game and losing the next one.
Yeah, eliminated from the Premier League too, despite some very good performances.
110.
The 110 can no longer be done.
42.
So Suljovic to steal the first leg.
Menzies requires 71.
When I say steal, it'd be a leg in which his opponent didn't get a dart at double. But he should have.
$63.
And now he really should have. Suljovic has missed a couple. It's only going to be one. Is that double top? I'm not sure he decided which double to go for there.
It's always the thing, when you've got 16 and 8 to leave either tops or double 16, they'll give themselves a chance and throw it between, but then you can't, your immediate thought can be, oh, I didn't want that one. Menzel didn't want that one. Or that one. That double one is the one that he wanted.
Second leg, Mensa to throw first. Game on.
Immediate break for the Austrian ace, number 6 seed. In that bottom half of the draw, in which Peter Wright has been eliminated.
60.
Max up now to face Benito van der Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Place in the quarterfinals.
The horrifically out of form Benito van der Pass.
60.
Max Hopp, an unseeded player, albeit one who's come into some form. Daniel Larsson, who's had a bye through after he was pretty impressive against Jan Decker in the opening round, to be fair. But
yeah, good win today too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, didn't drop a leg, didn't miss a dart at double.
Hit one either, but he got through.
Yeah. Gerwyn Price, who, all right, he's shown signs of a return to form, but you wouldn't say he's at the top of his game. I mean, that bottom half of the draw, anything could happen. I know that we've got Joe Cullen in there, and he's been playing some good darts. We're going to find out it's either the world champion or the world youth champion, Rob Cross or Dimitri Vandenberg. One of these two is making it through, and Darren Webster was excellent against Steve West. But somebody like Darren Webster, who averaged almost 104 earlier, and has never made a Euro Tour final, it could be this is the weekend for him.
Yeah, it really could. It would be Gerwyn Price for the winner of this one.
140.
It really has opened things up, and we talked about, you know, having a bad record. Well, Paul Nicholson had the identical record that Jermaine Wattimena has against Mensa Suljovic before playing Benito van der Pass, and should have beaten him. I'm not quite sure how he lost.
Did you ask him?
Game shot,
well,
the second leg.
Suljovic just checking, waiting for the call of who where. It's there. And the answer to your question was, I thought I'd give that one a swirl.
100.
But next time he's in the commentary box on a European Tour event, you can ask him yourself.
I'll make a point of it.
He won't be in the final day on the stage.
140.
A balmy match against Benito. He was 4-0 up in that one, Paul Nicholson.
60.
And on the brink of a first final day appearance for over 4 years.
Well, you mentioned balmy matches. You mentioned just before we came on air about one balmy match involving this man here at a World Championship, which directly followed one of these two's head-to-head meetings.
Yeah, the first meeting between this pair was at the World Championship, the 2016 World Championship at Alexandra Palace. Suljovic won, because we know he's beaten it, Jermaine Wattimena every time he met. But he went on to take on Dave Pallet in the second round, and a really close encounter, decided by the odd set in 7, and a match that saw both players miss the double for a perfect leg.
Yeah, it was.
40.
For me, it was actually the most entertaining game of that entire World Championship. And they're always a handful which are belters.
59.
But, I mean, deciding leg thriller, both men missing the 9. And I include the final in that when Gary Anderson beat Adrian Lewis, which I think they set the world record for a number of 180s in a game.
Yeah, and it was beaten the following year by Anderson and Van Gerwen.
140.
Gary Anderson, a man who we don't see on the European Tour, did nail the 9 in the semi-finals against Jelle Carson in that event.
I mean, that was as brutal a semi-final as you will see.
So can Suljovic take out a brutal finish here? Wattimena was poised on 88.
Games
The emphasis on was.
Suljovic.
Suljovic has taken out a ton to lead 3-0.
Yes, was poised,
Game on.
now stranded. And saw Suljovic 3-0 up with 2 breaks of throw, and Jermaine Wattimena.
105.
If you buy into this idea that players, their head-to-head records does
60.
have a factor in their mindset, their confidence, their psychology going into and during a game, and some people don't. But I know one man who does, and that's the great man John Part. He really buys into it. He really thinks that players know, and it gets stuck in their head, and they find themselves in situations like this, where against somebody else, if he was 4-0 the other way, if Jermaine Wattimena had beaten Mensur Suljovic every time he played him, he might start getting a bit between his teeth here and go, come on, I know I've got the beating of this guy, and things can change. But in this situation, he might go, it's happening again, and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Well, he's just fired in a 140.
140.
Just to see Suljovic match, and it's almost a complete turnaround from the position he was in last night. He's averaging, what, 15, 20 points less than his opponent. 3-0 down.
Mensur just being Mensur, isn't he? He's averaging just shy of 100. Between 40 and 50% in his doubles. And we know that that
59.
Mensur game is good enough to win major titles, because he's done it. He's won on the Euro Tour. And let's be honest, it was coming.
77.
Mensur Suljovic kept on making semi-finals.
Mensur, you
12 attempts.
Yeah, but he's not good enough to win major titles, is he? He says that himself. He can't possibly win. He even says that after he's won one.
Yeah, he did. I mean, look, Mensur is a world-class dart player. He may not be a world-class assessor of his own talent and ability to win.
100. Jermaine, you acquire 99.
Another one. Oh, yeah.
Games on the fourth leg.
Wattimena is not going to go the same way as Keegan Brown went last night.
So first, game on.
This time it's Mensur's turn to be stranded on a finish.
96.
Well, it could be something that sparks Jermaine into life.
I think he's something of an enigma, Jermaine Wattimena. You can see him at times just
firing
in darts like that on a fast-forward level to what we just saw from Mensur Suljovic. But also there's the old
wild visit.
Yeah, wild visit, the old really poor performance, but then all of a sudden he'll pop up and reach a semi-final.
Well, you know what you need to do, Chris Murphy?
Shut up and let you talk.
140.
Well, there are many ways you can end that sentence, but what you need to do is check out the Darts Connect system and have a little look at Jermaine Wattimena's
Where can I find that, Dan?
Well, you go to tv.dartconnect.com and you can have a look and say, check out his Players' Championship performances, and it kind of backs up your point in that he'll go 107 average.
Check it then, did I?
Well, I mean, you can just chuck out statements and hope that they're correct. Oh, Jermaine.
Will we get this correct?
99.
Treble 19 will be the route here for Mensur, because that would leave the Mensur. Actually, he might go ball. What's he going to do? It's Mensur. He could go anyway.
Right, pull up one of Mervyn King's tricks from earlier on. It was treble 19. It does leave the Mensur, and that's why they call it that, because he never misses it.
Well, I think he did miss 6 darts at it in a row on Thursday night, which was weird.
Find that on Darts Connect, did you?
Oh, it wasn't Thursday night even, was it? Because it would have been the previous Thursday in the Premier League.
Yeah,
if he did it on Thursday night, then, I mean, he's done really well, because he's been eliminated from the Premier League, then still turned up and played.
Yeah, he could only dream of appearing in Sheffield. Of course, the Premier League hits Rotterdam a double header this week because of the cancelled event in Exeter earlier in the year. but it's fairly dominant stuff from Suljovic so far. And we're mentioning Wattimena's erratic performances. You might have to pull out
60.
one of the extremely high quality ones from this point if he's going to find a way back into this match.
Yeah. And, you know, we've seen him getting to board finals regularly on the Pro Tour. That's the last 32 stage. He has gone beyond
140.
And he has made 3 Pro Tour
96.
semi-finals in his time, Jermaine Wattimena, and they've all come in the last sort of 12 months or so, which suggests that he is getting better, he is making progress. And sometimes, slow and steady wins the race. I mean, look, if it takes as many times to get through a semi-final as it took Mensur Suljovic, then Jermaine Wattimena is going to have to make 9 more semi-finals before he makes a final.
95.
This is a very, very good performance from Suljovic.
59.
Averaging well in excess of 100. Looking to move 5-1 ahead. And 1 away from the last 16.
Jermaine, you require 151.
A long shot, but a shot all the same.
Too long a shot.
83. Mensur, you require 10.
They could split it, but I think he's going to go straight at the double 5.
It's almost a machine-like throw, isn't it? Twiddles the dart and then kind of just locks the elbow and reverses at a slow pace.
5. Jermaine, you require 68.
Ineffective on that turn. And there may be a way in.
36.
Well, this time, Jermaine, 2 darts and 48 left. It's a 16 for double,
Mensur,
and it's
you
the same
require
outcome
5.
as when he went 8 for tops.
Double 2.
Game from the 6th leg. Mensur Suljovic.
Tarnish the extremely high standard of performance from Suljovic so far. But Wattimena is getting better. With a messy end to that leg, just sees Suljovic's average dip below 100 for the first time in a long time in this match.
$81.
Machine gun in again. Only the 4 perfect darts.
140.
As mentioned, following this, that clash between world champion and world youth champion, also a chance for Dimitri Vandenberg to get some sort of revenge on Rob Cross
100.
after their epic battle at Alexandra Palace, another fantastic match on the world stage.
57.
And one that helped set Rob Cross on his way to becoming world champion. An incredible story it was for him last year.
You mentioned about Jermaine's erratic nature in terms of his performance.
45.
If you go and
Jermaine, you
draw a
require
graph of his averages,
124.
it goes up and down
92.
like a German crowd member watching Max Hopp. Way up and then down and up and down all the way through.
Bit like a hop.
Bit like a hop.
105.
Yeah.
Jermaine, you
Like
require
a rabbit on a
52.
trampoline. Double 8 snuck in.
On the 7th
Second leg for
Jermaine
Jermaine.
Wattimena.
It's the opposite with
8th leg
Mensur,
to
who
the
just
fifth.
seems to have this
Game on.
this just level that he plays at. Yes, he can find a big performance sometimes. We've seen him do that. But if you take his 10 games, I mean, he's only played 3
60.
Players' Championship events. But he did make a quarter-final in one of them. If you get rid of his top average and his bottom average, everything else is between 93
99.
and 99.6. It's just hovering there. And a lot of them around that 96, 97, 98 mark.
Yep, and it's where he is now.
Yeah, because he's just Mensur being Mensur.
100.
Keeps popping up with a big visit. Wattimena, that's his third match of this tie. Against the darts, if Suljovic can match it, which he can't now, he would have left himself
140.
an outshot. Looks like he might be outshot in this leg because Wattimena has fired in 6 consecutive perfect darts, not at the start of a leg, because that would have made us get all excited about the potential of a 9-darter. It never happens on the Euro Tour. It's happened a couple of times this weekend, hasn't it, a 9-dart finish?
It has. So one from awesome Dawson Mershell on the development tour. We saw someone over stateside from the bald eagle Larry Butler.
32. Mensah, you require 104.
Very Mensah, this. A 104. 1 treble needed.
Well, couldn't find
56.
one, much to his own frustration.
16.
Double 8. Double 4.
12.
20 for double 14.
48.
You never quite tell. Never quite sure, are you?
Looks like he is going that way. To finish. In the way that we would expect. Mensah Suljovic on double 14 sees off Jermaine Wattimena, continues his perfect record against this particular opponent. Is it the start of something for Mensah Suljovic in 2018? It's not been the best year so far, but he's in that part of the draw that has seen Peter Wright eliminated earlier on by Maxoff. He'll take on Gerwin Price tomorrow in the last 16 of the German Darts Open. He's having a little chat with Jermaine Wattimena. All good spirits there. We'll speak to Elmar Polka in a moment, and then we've got a mouth-watering final clash of this second round of the world champion Rob Cross takes on the world youth champion Dimitri van den Bergh. We'll have that in around 5 minutes.
Und damit wird es Mensah morgen mit Gerwin Price zu tun bekommen. Also die beiden, die in der Premier League jetzt ausgeschieden sind, dürfen hier im Achtelfinale gegeneinander antreten. Mensah, komm zu mir, ich gratuliere dir. Glückwunsch.
Mein alter Freund, danke schön.
Du sahst nicht so wirklich glücklich aus eben, nicht zufrieden?
Ich habe im Moment wirklich, ich bin wieder in gute Phase, ich habe trainiert und ich habe mich wirklich wohl gefühlt, aber der Wattimena spielt wirklich unglaubliche Daten, er respektiert niemanden, er spielt wirklich im Moment sehr gut. Ich habe ein bisschen Angst gehabt, aber Gott sei Dank hat er sein Spiel nicht gezeigt und ich habe mein gezeigt, ich habe ein bisschen Schwäche gezeigt, aber ich habe das Spiel unter Kontrolle gehabt.
Du warst in letzter Zeit nicht ganz so zufrieden, kommst wieder besser rein, jetzt auch Premier League ist die Entscheidung an mir gefallen, da bist du nicht mehr mit dabei. Hat's wehgetan?
Premier League tut mir weh, dass ich nicht dabei bin, wirklich. Ich habe mich endlich eingespielt, leider bis raus. Alle gute Dinge sind weg. Aber ich bin wirklich zufrieden mit meiner Leistung, was ich gezeigt habe. Ich habe niemanden enttäuscht, ich habe meine Leistung gezeigt. Das ist das Wichtigste, dass du die nicht runterkriegst. Das ist sehr, sehr hart. Jede Woche reisen, am Dienstag oder Mittwoch, Montag nach Hause zurück. Einen Tag daheim verbringen, das ist sehr, sehr hart. Ich habe riesengroßen Respekt vor diesen Leuten, was noch immer drinnen sind, und das ist wirklich riesengroßer Respekt.
Das müssen wir auch mal festhalten. Du sagst eben selbst, eine gute Leistung abgerufen. Ich glaube, den Eindruck hatten wir alle. Hast viele Matches verloren, obwohl du gut gespielt hast und der andere dann auch so einen Tag hatte, wo er halt auch mal so ein 107 und 108er Average spielte. That's life. Trotzdem eine wichtige Erfahrung, vor so großen Kulissen zu spielen, in so großen Hallen zu spielen?
Wirklich, Respekt. Ist ja wirklich, ich möchte niemanden beleidigen, aber es ist ein Unterschied von 3.000 bis 5.000 oder 12.000 Leute. Wenn die schreien, dann hörst du gar nichts. Du hörst den Kohler nicht, du hörst niemanden. Also wirklich riesengroßer Respekt für diese Premier League und für diese Leute, was noch spielen. Und riesengroßer Respekt für die Publikum, die sind wirklich absolut perfekt, brillant. Ich muss immer wieder sagen, in Deutschland ist Wirklich einer von den besten Publikum. Ich hoffe, ich meine, nächste Woche in meinem Heimatland wird es noch besser, aber glaube ich nicht.
Das wird schwierig. Wir freuen uns, wir sehen dich morgen wieder. Dankeschön. Menzo Suljovic.